Hello everybody, it's the 15th of June today, and for some reason Cooper's forgotten all about being camera shy, despite watching me set up the camera here. Has decided he's going to lie down right in front of it, which is a bit odd, but there you go. Coops, give us a smile. Cooper, Coop, boy, you ignoring me? I think he might be ignoring me. Anyway, the video is not about Cooper, it's about this grapevine. And if you look back in the playlist, you'll know that I'd had to do an emergency repot into this large pot that I had for Christmas due to the pot it was in originally being shattered by the frost. Unfortunately, it seems that more was shattered by the frost than just the pot, and well, it was definitely alive when I repotted it, and seemed to be growing. In fact, I had swelling buds a month ago, and I thought it was off to the races. Unfortunately, the buds have swelled and then stopped swelling, and then the whole thing has just died back. Could do the thumbnail test, and it's completely brown underneath, and I've absolutely had it. So, not to be thwarted, I want a grape bonsai. I've been back to the store where I bought this one from and bought another one, although not the same variety. This was a eating variety, or a variety grown specifically for eating, and the new one I've bought is just a regular, just a green grape of no particular variety, and as such it was less than six pounds, so I've not exactly pushed the boat out, as it were. I'm just going to pull the tree out, except I had wired it in. I've forgotten I'd wired it in. Okay, sorry Coops, I made you jump. Okay, so I have no idea why this particular tree has died back. I'm hoping nothing terrible, that it's going to pass on to the new one, and I'm just going to make worn out Cooper do. He's had a quarter of an hour walk this morning. He's got a very sore paw, which you need to leave be. Leave be. Gosh. Apologies to the squeamish amongst you. You may want to look away for a few seconds, but poor Coops has been in the wars. He's just recently had surgery. He's had to have one of his toes amputated, sadly, but it hasn't slowed him down too much. It was a couple of weeks ago now, and it's healing rather nicely. Okay, so this is what I bought. I've no idea how to pronounce that. Rouge Vin de Lame. Produces tasty white grapes, which is what you'd want, as opposed to untasty white grapes, I suppose. And as you can see, if I focus that, yeah, £5.75. So it's probably not the best time to be planting out, but I'm not really going to be manipulating the roots or anything. The vine was the healthiest one of the few that they had left. I had a couple there that looked distinctly deceased, so obviously they hadn't been watered in a while. We're going through this hot, dry period, but all I'm literally going to do is I'm going to take out that middle section where the other tree was planted. I've no idea if there was any sort of disease in the soil, but I'm going to remove that, and at the same time create myself a planting hole And this is obviously another one of my longer term projects. Cooper's decided he's going back to being a little bit camera shy, and he's going to show you his back, but never mind. Okay, so the tree actually looks a little dry still in the middle. I'm going to put it back in a bucket of water just to make sure it's completely wet before I put it in. Okay, so I've got my planting hole, and the tree sat in a bucket of water for 10 minutes until all the bubbles had stopped, and we now have a very wet root ball. I'm glad to see that there was no sign of any vine weevil in the pot. I'm just going to break up the bottom, because otherwise this tree won't actually fit, and I do want it to get its roots out a little bit. I don't want to disturb them too much, but I'm just going to make it fit in the pot. It is actually a double trunk, which was well, that's not really what I want. I wanted a single trunk, and so at a future date one of these trunks will go, but for now I'm going to let them feed the plant, let the plant grow, fill this pot with root, and then hopefully it can romp away. My soil level is a bit lower now than I wanted, so I'm going to add fresh rather than put the old back in. As I say, I am taking the risk that there is some sort of a grape killing disease, but I don't think so. I think it probably got hit very hard in that frost, which cracked the pot in the first place and never actually recovered. So I'll just top that up. I've got is pretty much the last of my mix, and give it a drink and we'll see how it grows away. Just realised I would have wanted to top up the slow release fertiliser, so I ought to do that. Okay, so I'm just going to mix some slow release fertiliser into that top layer before I give it a drink. And so, you're back again, Cooper do. Water that in. As I say, this is well, was always going to be a long-term project. Growing the vine, first of all needing to create a trunk, and as I say, this is turned out to be a twin trunk, and I could remove one now, but actually for the sake of the plant's health I'm going to leave both on. I may remove one later in the summer, but probably I will leave it until the spring, when I've seen how it's developed. So I don't think this is a very long video, but I'm going to finish it here. I'll probably need to put in a taller cane at some point, but for now these supports that it came with will hold it up, and I can't really give you a twirl. So I haven't put it on the turntable, but I'm just going to leave it here in this sunny spot where hopefully, as I say, hopefully it'll go away. There is for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Do all the usual YouTube things, the liking, the subscribing, comment below, but most of all, please stay safe, everybody.